Liverpool versus everybody. We are here to discuss this result that we just had to witness. One of the deadest Merseyside derbies I've ever known of, ever watched. But it's good to have Gary here to talk about it. Gary, I would usually say how you feeling, but it's probably obvious how we all are feeling. Let's start from the top where we usually start. The lineup. Um, I know on Twitter, like a lot of people, seeing Henderson wasn't something that pleased you too much. But okay, he's in the team. Um, we see the rest of the team pretty much the same from last game, minus Milner. Just talk to me about just that lineup in general and who you thought probably should. Do you think it should have been another game for Naby to, or not another game, but it should have been a game for Naby to come in? Or I mean, is it, clearly? Surely you're not going to say Henderson is the reason why we lost, but just tell me a little bit about when you saw the lineup. Did you kind of foresee this kind of result coming?
100%. When I saw the lineup, I immediately I was speaking with Owen, who obviously comes on the show sometimes. I said to him, he said to me, we were talking about it's a horrible lineup. I told him Henderson. It's not just because of Henderson, because when you play Henderson in a midfield three with Ronaldo and Fabinho, it's too much pressure on the shoulders of Wijnaldum to create because he's just not good enough to create, isn't he? His job is for a different reason. We've got two of our most creative players in Keita Shaqiri. They're both on the bench. I called it. I said to him, I started the match. I said to you, I said 2-0, didn't I? I said 2-0 when we did the preview. And then as soon as the lineup came out, I said 0-0 or a 1-0 Everton win. And I said 0-0. This match will be 0-0 because I thought, Virgil van Dijk is just, you saw how incredible he was for us. During the match, the only good player, and we're just lucky to have him. I don't know why Virgil van Dijk would come to us. Honestly, you know what I mean. He could have gone to City. He could have gone to City and won plenty of titles, and he's come to us, and we don't deserve that sort of player in our team because the way the decisions Klopp has made in the team. You see the players. I know the players. Salah was horrendous today. Salah was poor. Mane was poor. The midfield was just expected slow in possession. What are you gonna expect? How are you gonna expect Naby Keita to get any sort of rhythm where you playing against Leicester? You're playing against Palace. You're playing against Leicester, West Ham, Bournemouth, and Bayern in a row. Then you go and drop him at Old Trafford away. You drop him against Watford. You don't play him against Everton. 3 games where he's on the bench again. What? How do you expect him to get any sort of rhythm? Our most creative player. What? So you're gonna play? The thing is, we can tell by his substitutions. It's like he's just losing it. I mean, he needs to take those glasses and clean them for a second because I don't know what sort of match he's watching. Adam Lallana. What is he bringing on Adam Lallana for? Honestly, in the 82nd minute as well, why are we bringing on light changes? James Milner for Wijnaldum. What did that help? It's like he's more afraid of losing the match than actually going for it. And his decisions are the ones that's messing it up. His decisions. I get not all of it, but 75%, 70% is his decisions. This is the reason why we're dropping all these points. All team selection and substitutions, poor, both of them. And I'm just so frustrated now because, listen, if it wasn't for Virgil van Dijk in that game, we lose that game, don't we, mate? We lose that game 110%. And there's no two ways about it. We lose that game 110%. He was blocking everything. He was winning every header. He was making it. He's just incredible. He's an absolutely incredible defender.
Yeah, this is why I like having you on. You're very opinionated, and you don't shy away from that. I think for some it could sound harsh what you said about Virgil van Dijk. I want to believe that he did make the right choice, but I also hear where you're coming from. A player of that caliber, you kind of wonder why he was at the teams he was at for so long. It almost seems like, this point in his career, he's not old, but at this point in his career, you wonder why he hasn't been playing on world-class teams because he's obviously
sorry,
a world-class talent.
Sorry, I was going over the top there. Sorry, just I'll go over the top sometimes. There, I was probably going over the top there. I just want to say that before anyone gives me criticism. But I mean, a player of his caliber should be surely winning some trophies. He's the best defender in the world, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He deserves better than this because he's the one that's probably. Listen, if we don't have Van Dijk in his team and we have another defender, we're not in this position. We're fine. We're fine for the top four. And for me, that is a fact. He's the one that's kept our defense glued together. He wins everything. He makes everyone look better around than they already are, in my opinion. You know what I mean, he deserves much better than this. That sort of player who never, like Salah, who has poor games sometimes, like Firmino or Martin, who has poor games. This guy has never had a poor. I don't remember this man having a poor game. He always puts in 8 out of 10 performances at least every single match and gives everything from the team. You know what I mean? And I don't care if Salah scored, if he's top goal scorer for us, or if I'll give them the same.
If I hear that one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose
Yeah.
my damn mind. I don't know why people are so concerned with him scoring 50 goals. I couldn't care less how many goals.
I don't care about. I care about performances on the pitch. I don't care about if he beats this record. If he plays shit, I'll tell you. I don't care if there's a difference between Salah and Moreno. I'll say I don't have an agenda against any single player in this team or for a player. I don't. If Salah has a bad game and Henderson has one, I'll say it. When Henderson played against Bayern, I thought we had a good game and I said it. You know what I mean? When Salah has a poor game against Everton, not just because he's Salah and we all love him, you know, he has a poor game, that's it, I'll say it. You know, some of our fans, we criticize the players because it's like some of the players that's, you know, like Salah, sometimes even like, sometimes Robertson, or I'm not saying Robertson had a bad game there. I'm just saying certain players get away with not getting criticism, and we pick on other players. You know what I mean? They may have had bad games, but we push all the criticism to players like Wijnaldum, to players like Henderson, to players like Matip or Lovren when have bad mistakes. When, you know, with the other players like Salah and Mane, well, not so much. Mane's been in a very good form. He's been a much better player than Salah overall this season. But I'm just making the point. When Salah has a bad game, I don't see a lot of fans getting on his back today. To be quite honest with you, they say they're a poor game, but you're just saying, oh, he got involved in the game, looked sharp. He was rubbish today. He has a chance to make it 1-0 with that poor touch. Another poor touch in the second half when Zuma come across. But what about the ball at the back stick when Milner's free? That was a horrendous ball. That was an easy ball for him to play. Horrendous ball. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous today. He was atrocious. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if his name's Salah or Dejan Lovren. If he's poor and he played poor, I'll say how is it. I'll say it how it is. Honestly, man, Aaron, I'm so frustrated because we've balled it every time we've had the chance to increase the gap or to go ahead of City. Every single time. You talk about Leicester when we had the chance to go 7 points, we bottled it. City, when we had the chance to go 10 points or keep it at 7, we messed it up. West Ham to bounce back, we messed it up. Man United to win the game in hand, we messed it up. Again here, another one to go top of the league again, and we messed it up. How many more times are we going to keep on, you know, supporting the team, supporting, pushing, being positive, and then just to get it thrown back at our faces once again? You know, and Klopp coming out with the wind again. Oh my God, it's just getting beyond the joke now. I'm not even angry like I used to be a few months ago, say if we dropped or a few years ago. I'm not even angry because it's just like it gets to a point where you just expect it and it becomes too much where you just can't stomach it anymore. You can't stomach this because it's just getting way over the top of us, always getting close, and we just don't have the backbone for it right now. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing us. We don't want it enough. But I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see, mate. Frustrated here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a comment that really stood out in the comment section, and you know, it seems like seems like it's very true, and that is, you know, we saw Van Dijk for a minute here, and he seems to be the only one that really, really wants it, and you can't have 11 players out there and only one really, really, really fighting for it. And the disappointing part is that you know, we looked so good against Watford. Almost a perfect performance, I would say. And the comeback against, you know, your rival, you know, there's two rivals in what, a week that we just didn't, you know, we looked better at United, even though we weren't that great. But this game against Everton today, I mean, the result aside, the performance was just atrocious, and you can't have that. You cannot have that. I mean, front to back, there's not too many people that can leave that game with their head held high, probably besides Van Dijk. You know, and yeah, Salah is, you know, we've been saying it over and over. And again, another guy who looked like he was improving against Watford, but dropped another donut today. And I'm really, really sick and tired of seeing, you know, mediocre defenders get the best of him. And yeah, he's pulling his shirt and things like that. But you're Mo Salah. You're the best African player allegedly. You're supposed to be one of the top players in the world in the Premier League. You've got to make it better. And it's almost like he's playing with that state of, oh, I got to get this 50th goal. Because there's so many moments where he can just make a simple pass. The time when Matip was dribbling through the defense, which he did a lot today, and I appreciate him for that. Sometimes he didn't get back on defense, but the fact that he was basically our Naby Keita or Ox or Shaqiri today, and that's ridiculous. Your center back is doing the job that your attacking midfielder that you have on the bench could do. That makes no sense. And so that one pass that he flicked on to Salah, ricocheted off of Zuma. Salah, this genie is right there. Just square the ball. Just square it. Instead of the heavy touch. And then, we had enough chances today. In a game like this, that the chances aren't going to be in abundance. But when you have them, you must take them.
Always be limited in a derby like this.
Yeah, but you gotta take them. Fab had a moment. He bounced it off his knee. Salah had a moment where he should have just passed the ball to Milner. It was just so many. I don't understand how you can play a game like you played against Watford, and then against Everton, you look as if you've never played with each other ever. It doesn't make sense to me. And again, Klopp takes a huge blame. I don't want to get into percentages, but he takes a huge blame. And I can't believe he came out with this win shit. I mean, that makes he's got to stop with that.
So
you said it before, but about complaining about the wind. He's got to stop that.
Yeah, well,
that is just ridiculous, man. Your team didn't perform today, and to be honest, you didn't really put him in the best position. And if you're taking off Genie to put Milner and Lallana in a game against Everton, what are you? When I saw him taking off his jacket, I'm thinking, where's this guy? Is he going to the dressing room? Like, surely he's not coming on the pitch. I couldn't believe that. And there were so many moments where balls were flicked on to Lallana, where if that was even Origi or Mane, there would have been a better opportunity, because Lallana, we know he doesn't have it. To bring him on to play in that position in this game, it makes no sense to me. And it's just frustrating to see that. And again, it goes back to Klopp being too safe. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's a one step forward, two steps backwards. When we dropped points against Leicester and West Ham, and then we were like, all right, Bournemouth now, let's put in a good performance, put it behind us. We beat Bournemouth. We have that. We go on a lovely sunny trip again, treating the players to Spain. We go treat the players. Go put in another flat performance against Bayern. Later at the end, we go put a flat performance against United. Then we go beat Watford, and then we're thinking, right, I know we said this with Bournemouth, but let's see now if this can actually be the confidence booster that can push us on. And I mean, those players today, they just look a completely different. A completely different team to what we saw Wednesday night. I mean, and it's like, how is that possible in the space of 4 days to see the exact same players perform in that sort of manner? I mean, and I know I'm not even like, look at Origi. I said in the preview that he's not gonna have the same game as he did against Watford. He's the sort of player that can be consistent, have a good game. He's inconsistent. He'll have a good game against Watford. You'll probably have a bad game against Everton. He didn't have that bad a game. He did more than some of the other players did today. I mean, he didn't have the best of the games, but it's pretty harsh actually taking him off in the 62nd minute. You know what I mean? Because he pretty much did more than Salah and Mane. Mane didn't do too much in this game, did he today? I mean, the thing is, with Mane, I think Mane is a brilliant player. I think he's a much better overall football player than Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah for me is a goal scorer. But then when I think Mohamed Salah is a goal scorer, I remember what he did to teams like Manchester City last year, what they did to Roma, taking on players, beating them, setting up Firmino, setting up Mane, the amount of assists he got last year as well. And I'm thinking, where has that Salah gone? Honestly, where has it gone? It's not as consistent as he was last year. I'm not saying forget the goals, just for a minute, forget the goals.
Performances, man.
Forget the goals. I don't care if he got 35 goals this season somehow. I don't care. Let's just look at the goals. Let's just look at the performance and see how he's playing. And it's just not good enough. It's not the same. Like, I would take the same performances from Salah like he did against Watford throughout the course of the season if you got 4 or 5 less goals than you got last year or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I just want to see that, because when that Salah plays like that, that's all Mohamed Salah plays like that. He gives us so much more as a team. You know what I mean? And it was just poor. And then the midfield again today, Fabinho obviously was good. Wijnaldum and Henderson. We're expecting Wijnaldum and Jordan Henderson as our 2 number 8s to create chances for our attackers. That's 3 defensive-minded players again on the pitch. I said against United, hopefully the clubs learn from this midfield trio and never plays them again. A week later, it's the same exact one, and it's the same exact result. And I'm thinking, what is Klopp doing? As much as we love Klopp and as much as we appreciate what he's done, but what about how he's let us dream about winning the Premier League title again? We have to start actually not asking about him getting sacked or him losing his job. We have to start asking some questions about him, because he's not untouchable. He's not the king. Is he? We have to start asking questions about some of the decisions he's making. I'm not talking about the job. I'm talking about his team selections, his substitutions, because some of our fans sometimes they're just blinded. I heard someone saying that's a good team. Let's go Reds. How is it a good team? But we just played we just played that same exact midfield last week at Old Trafford and did exactly the same thing. Nothing this weekend. But, Henderson, you have to. I mean, I was reading some of the Liverpool Echo today, and I was reading James Pearce saying, yeah, you need Fabinho, Ronaldo in. Okay, cool, but you also need to add Jordan Henderson because you need that sort of experience in the derby. For
Oh,
what?
fuck that experience talk. I'm so tired of
What
that,
is this
man.
experience? Or
So
what,
tired of it.
there was a moment. Do you remember the moment? I think it was in the 85th minute where Robertson plays the ball to Henderson, and Henderson first touch plays it backwards all the way to Van Dijk. Do you remember that pass?
Yep.
Do you know the one I'm
Yeah.
talking to?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Yeah,
that.
and I was thinking, what on earth is he doing? And this is people may sound like I'm putting the blame on him, but again, Genie Wijnaldum, I'm gonna say it as well. I love Genie Wijnaldum. He's on the picture of my Twitter profile because he doesn't get the appreciation. But again, he's so slow in possession. He's so slow when we get the ball in counter-attacking situations. Today we had a lot of counter-attacking situations, mate. We had a lot, but we didn't make the most of it. We had so many times where we got through and goal and there was a 3v3
Oh
situation.
man, so
But
many times.
so poor in our final pass.
It was a ball away. Yep.
Mane was poor today. Salah was poor. Origi was poor. Wijnaldum, Henderson were both poor. Trent was pretty poor as well in his deliveries and his overall game. Robertson, I mean, didn't have much to do down that defensively. He dealt with it. He dealt with it okay. But again, it wasn't his best game. Matip and Van Dijk again, they were okay. Well, Van Dijk was incredible. Matip was okay as well. He's probably our most direct player in the team, with actually driving the ball forward and trying to create chances for everyone. And that's incredible to say, Joe Matip. To say that about your thing. And Fabinho just was brilliant as always. But we just, I don't know, man. We're a much better team. We beat Bournemouth. We put in a brilliant performance with Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and Keita, and he suddenly just goes and changes it all apart. Why? What's the reason behind it? That's what I don't get. What is the reasoning behind it? You know what I mean? And we make a like for like change. I can't believe Naby Keita Shaqiri didn't get on the pitch today. It was absolutely laughable.
Yep.
Swap changes. Milner for who was it? Wijnaldum in the 60th minute did absolutely nothing. Milner. Lallana for Mane, that was just the biggest. You might as well put that on a comedy show because that was just absolutely
I
laughable.
mean, I couldn't believe it. I'm looking at my son and I'm thinking, is this really what's happening right now? I cannot believe in a game you have to win. What the hell do you think that's going to give you? I mean, really?
Minute, he was warming up, and the camera put focus on him on him warming up, and I said to my mate, I was just imagining, I said to him, he's not going to bring him on here honestly, because if he does, then this is going to be absolute banter. And he actually brought him on, and I was thinking that's when I fully lost it with everything. I fully lost it.
Yeah. When you saw that change, it was because a part of you thinks you see Naby warming up. I don't think I saw Shaqiri, but anyway, you see Shaqiri on the bench. You see, I mean, I would take Sturridge over bringing Lallana in. I mean, that's saying a lot.
I think Moreno at left wing over
you know what I'm saying? Like that makes no sense, man. So
we have such a good bench for once. We have Shaqiri, Keita, Firmino. Well, those are the three attacking options that are actually decent, and we use one of them. We use just Firmino, the obvious one, really. We use one of them, and we bring on Adam Lallana and James Milner. And I'm thinking, oh, this is that. When you brought on Adam Lallana, I was thinking, this guy, I don't know what Klopp is doing. Honestly, you know what I mean? I've got 9 games to go now, and I'm just feeling so down right now, man. I'm feeling it's like I just can't look forward to anything because it's just the same disappointment. We've been through it all, and the thing is with us is we just get so close, and then we just mess it up every single time. And how long is it going to last? We said this is a different team, different mentality, different players, but it's just the same thing over and over again. And I just don't have belief anymore, man. I'm just it gets to the point where I just don't have belief anymore. After Leicester West Ham we dropped points, I said, I wasn't negative, but I was starting to see signs of the past. I was thinking, you know what? I don't know if we can do it. I don't know if we can win this league. And then I was getting pushed by you, by Jam. Positivity. And then I was like, yeah, all right, let's go. Let's support the team. We beat Bournemouth. All right, then I'm thinking, okay, cool. Hopefully that's our purple patch gone, and then we just draw again and draw a few more, draw to United, draw to Everton, and now I don't know if I can really be positive anymore. Until I can the only time I'm gonna be positive if we have the trophy in our hands by the end of the season. That's the only time I'm going to be happy and positive, because if we beat Burnley, great, move on. I couldn't really care really anymore. I'm not going to be positive. I'm not going to be negative. I'm just going to take each game as it comes, and I'm just going to assess the situation how it goes from there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're in a minority. I think there's a lot of people leading up to this game and after this game who feel the same way. Personally, I have a different outlook on it. I mean, as frustrating as it is, it's a point, and I think between now and the end of the season, a lot of things can happen. Champions League will play a big role. The other competitions that other teams are in are going to play a big role. So, as I said in the beginning of the season, I still think Liverpool will win the league. It looks like Liverpool enjoy making things harder than they need to, or making things more interesting for the rest of the league, or whatever the case may be. When you see that lineup and you see the team. First of all, before playing this game, as good as we were against Watford, something told me that this kind of performance would come up. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to even speak it into existence. But something
Exactly.
told me this kind of performance would come. Not necessarily the result, but the
Personal
performance. What'd you say?
it's just a feeling that you have. I said that
Yeah, yeah. And I try to push that feeling out, but
after this
it's
game, I think we'll go on to win this league because of the confidence of winning the derby. It's going to rile up everyone. I said if we don't win this, I don't think we can win this league. That's what I said. That's my statement. That was what I think. Did I say it on the show? I don't know if I said it, but I said last night as well to someone. That's the exact same thing I said. So by that, I don't think we'll win this league. Honestly, I'll hope. That's all I'm holding on for, hope. But expectation, no more for me.
Yeah, no, I understand, man. I think it's at a point where I totally understand when people's faith is lost or waning or non-existent or whatever. I totally get it, and you know the players have themselves to blame. Today you can't blame the refs. You shouldn't be blaming the weather conditions. You can't blame anything. Everton played like they had something on the line when it's us who do. They were playing like they were trying to fight, with that other team at the top of the table. They weren't scared. They were going for tackles. I mean, it's sad that we weren't the team that looked like we really really wanted it, and it was Everton. And I mean that shouldn't be happening. Everton are a very very poor team. People are saying Watford were poor. Everton aren't a good team. They
Spurs,
play good against
Spurs put
us
six
as they
past
should. Sorry, I can't really hear you. Say it again.
Spurs put six past them. They're getting slapped up by everyone. Southampton, Wolves, every single team they get slapped up by. But here, I don't care if people say, "Oh yeah, Everton were up for it." We weren't up for it. If Everton were up for it, we definitely weren't up for it. We were shocking, mate.
Yeah, we were. We were. That's kind of what it comes down to. And you think of these games, and you think of teams that you should be getting wins in these last, I guess, 10 whatever remaining games, and this is one that you circle as a win. So it's tough because you don't really know what team to expect from Liverpool now. You just don't, and that's not a good feeling. Defensively, yeah, even though there's times where at some point that could crack as well. We've been riding defense all season. We've been riding defense all the keeper, Van Dyke. We've been riding that all season, and it just feels like at this point you don't really know what Liverpool team is going to show up on the day. I don't think anyone can say with 100% confidence that I know they're going to be at the races today. You just, especially at the performance like this, so over the last 6-7 games, they just don't look recognizable. So
Yeah, exactly, mate. Well, literally, we're saying we know what we're talking about, and some fans. I was just literally looking on Twitter now, and I was just seeing some fans saying, yeah, we played. It's important to just try and remain positive, and and it is. The players of course that's a different scenario. They're playing the football, but as fans, if we don't feel how we want, if we don't feel positive, why should we be afraid of actually voicing our opinion and and
yeah,
and 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 um and just trying to get on with the positive fans, because the people not negative, but the people who are real about the situation, the people who are positive always resort to name calling and making it personal on Twitter. The people who are getting real and they actually know what they're talking about, and we're real about the situation, and we're not putting our Liverpool hats on. we're respectful in the way we speak about football, in our opinions as well. Me and you, when we disagree on things, or me, you, and James, when we disagree on things, we don't get personal. We don't
Yeah.
talk about other people. We don't talk about ourselves. We talk about the football. We agree. If we disagree, we say why do you disagree? We talk it out. We agree to disagree at the end of the day. But some fans on Twitter, they're just, oh my god, they got their Liverpool hats on, these top reds. Let's stay positive. Let's play the skipper Jordan Henderson. Let's give out statues to Klopp. You know what I mean? Sorry, but the thing is, obviously, I want to say this as well, Aaron, because Klopp has played, it's like he's played poker with our chances of winning trophies in recent years.
Mhm.
Wolves in the FA Cup resting everyone. We have no guarantees that we're going to league and we're resting everyone. I would love to win FA Cup this season. Carabao Cup first round against Chelsea. He played a strong team. I'll give him that. He played a strong enough team against Chelsea. But Wolves, that was disgraceful. Chelsea first round basically. Wolves first round. Last year, Leicester first round. The other year, of course, the other year against West Brom went out at home against West Brom. 2016 goes out at home to Wolves. And then we get Europa League final, lose that. We get the Carabao Cup final, lose that. Champions League final, lose that. How many more times are we going to be let down? By our team. How many more times? All we want is success, and we're not getting that on the club. It's 4 years now, no trophies. And honestly, now we're gonna have to start asking big questions because we want trophies as a club. It's all good challenging for the league and getting top four and being in the Champions League, but we want trophies as well. We want FA Cups because it's not all about the Premier League and the Champions League. First of all, you can get the FA Cup, and then that leads on to more. That gives you that winning mentality to keep on building. You know what I mean? Like City done. When City won their first trophy in many years, it was the FA Cup. It wasn't their first Premier League. It was the FA Cup in 2011 against Stoke. And then the next year they won their Premier League. And after that they won the 2 years after they won the Premier League with League Cups and another Premier League. It could be another Premier League again this season, like last season. So it's not just about going. You have to respect all competitions. And Klopp's not done that. He's not done that. And we're not in a position. We haven't been in a position to pick and choose what trophy we want. We haven't been in that position because we won one trophy in 13 years, and it was a measly old League Cup against Cardiff, which was a championship club, which has struggled to even beat them in extra time as well. One trophy in 13 years, and it was a League Cup against Cardiff, and that's just not acceptable, mate. It's not acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, it's hanging in there with Klopp, but I think, I mean, we got to be real with it now. I mean, like you said, there's serious questions that have to be asked about a lot of things. And as good as a manager as as we know that he is, we don't win a trophy this year. I mean, you really, I'm not saying Klopp out at this point, but you got to really, because it's all there for you. It's all there for you. You do the work you need to do in the off season. You get a team together in the mold that you see fit, and you don't get a trophy again. That there's some big problems and some big questions that need to be asked upon Klopp. So, again, at the end of the day, man, it's obviously really frustrating, and not just this game, just for a while now. The Watford was that was really a nice, vacation from the games, but in general, since the new year, we haven't been good since the City game. Really, we haven't really been good. We just haven't, and so. It's a tough one to take. It's a tough one to take. It's Everton, and you really need and hope that this Liverpool team would have been up for it. And it does feel like the pressure is really getting to them. Not only the players, but the manager as well. Now the manager can sit in his press conferences and say that he doesn't feel any pressure and all that, but it's hard to believe that because it's showing that he is, and so are the players. I don't know if it's rubbing off from the fans or whatever the case may be, but these guys just don't really look like they can handle how close this is. But at the end of the day, and people said in the comment section, we've been up 7 points, had a chance to go 10, and it just dwindled all the way down. We flip-flopping now with City. We're flip-flopping. And at some point, we got to really look ourselves in the mirror, all of them, the whole club, man, the manager and everything. They got to look at themselves in the mirror and sort things out because this is just not good. It's not good. And they're going to throw away one of the best chances we've had in a long time. So, yeah, I guess the next game is against Bayern. Is that right?
No, Burnley at home.
Oh, when's Bayern? Next week?
Yeah, but no, yeah, Bayern's after. So we've got Burnley on next Sunday.
Ah, okay.
Was it? Yeah, Wednesday, not the Tuesday, Wednesday. So Burnley is this early. It's an early one in the UK. It's the earliest kickoff time we can possibly play in the UK. So 12 p.m.
And that's Sunday, not Saturday.
Sunday 12 p.m. Yeah, Sunday
All right,
12
cool.
p.m. in the UK. So I think about 7 a.m. your time.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got Bayern, and then it's Fulham away, and then the international break. But this is what I'm saying, that we had such a big opportunity today to get 3 points, because
Huge.
I said 7 points from United away, Watford home, Cardiff, not Cardiff, sorry, Everton away was fine by me. 5 points was poor. That's what we got. 5 points was poor. 9 points would be exceptional. Anything less than 7 points was going to be unacceptable. And we got 5 points from that little run. If we had got 3 points today, we'd have such a clearer run at the title, because we'd have the 1 point lead, which would be a lovely, not a big lead, but like a nice mentally, you're top of the league. It gives you a nice mental boost, a mentality boost for the rest of the season. Yeah, Burnley at home, go beat them. It gives you a nice confidence boost of a Bayern and Fulham away, who's been struggling with everyone. They've lost. They're basically relegated. Then you'd come back to a big game at Spurs. At Anfield against Spurs, which would that normally those games take care of itself, don't they? At home, in a title race position. Then you have Southampton. After that, I think it is Chelsea, then Cardiff, then Huddersfield, Newcastle, Wolves. So it still is there for us if these lot want to step up. It's still, the opportunity is still there. It's not finished. It's with 1 point. I mean, it's nothing. It's one draw again. They could flip again. But the thing is, I'm not worried about that, because I think City will drop points. Of course they will, because they still got to go to United away.
But are we going to take advantage of it when they do? That's the problem.
That's the problem that we have here. They're not going to take advantage of it, but I don't believe that they will, because they're gonna, as soon as City drop points, they can be like, oh, this the pressure is on us now to go take it. And I don't see that mentality change in these players from previous years to go and do that, honestly, because it's all well and good beating Arsenal 5-1 and in December, and beating everyone in December and August and September and November, whenever, in October. But when it comes to March, April, May, I mean, these lot have started feeling the pressure in January and February, let alone March and April. But when it comes to these sort of months, this is now when you are champions. This is when you can feel it as a fan base or as a team. Because if you get past teams like West Ham and Leicester and Everton in the derby in March in the title race away at Goodison, where it's hostile, then you're good enough to win this title. Right now, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that.
Let me ask you. I don't know. I'm not sure if you have any more answers than I do on this, but why, since the Bournemouth game, why can't Naby get a start? I just don't get that. I mean, that midfield today is too samey. As much as I love Genie, Fabinho of those three is probably the best going forward, but he's playing at 6. So, what does Naby need to do to get back in the team? I don't get it.
I said, you need to have nudes on Klopp, because you need to have nudes on Klopp.
Oh my god, man!
I don't. You need to have private pictures of Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, it must be, man, because it makes no sense to me. Why is he not starting?
That's what Jordan Henderson, James Milner. That's what Jordan Henderson, James Milner have on Klopp. They must have something that Klopp can't. They must have something behind the scenes that Klopp. This is. I'm just joking, by the way, but
well, of course, yeah.
It does feel like Jordan Henderson and Milner. They've got something on Klopp, which is Klopp doesn't want to come out and say, you start me or else I'm leaking it out, and that's what it feels like, because oh my god,
I mean, it feels like he's been given orders from people above that. Hey man, you got to keep playing these English players. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but why do you keep doing this? It doesn't make sense. You can see the same thing everybody can see with 2 eyes or 1 eye. God damn it, that's the best midfield: Naby, Genie, and Fab. It's obvious, and I'm not buying this. Oh, Naby was sick. I don't give a fuck if he's on the bench. Play your best player. Look, I'm telling you right now, Gary, we play Burnley, as frustrating as they are defensively, with any kind of midfield other than the midfield that we know is the black excellence midfield. We're gonna be in for a long day, a long, frustrating day. Absolutely. I'm telling you, man. If he plays, I don't care that Milner had a good game against Watford. I don't care. If he plays any of them against Burnley, we're gonna be in trouble.
Absolutely. Because who's gonna supply any of those attackers? All they're gonna do is play backwards and backwards and backwards, and they're gonna be slow in possession. It's like, listen, it's like someone's telling, it's like FSG are telling Klopp, "Hey, you have to play Milner and Henderson or else you're sacked." You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, it's really
that's what
weird, man.
it
Really
feels like.
weird.
That's what it feels like, man. I haven't got any more answers than you and Kate. Honestly, I've got no answer because you get into rhythm and you drop him 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row, you drop him on the bench. For what reason? Did he play badly? No. So why are you dropping him for?
I mean, all we asked for was a improved keeper and improved defense. We get that in the best part of our game. It just can't be consistent.
Yeah,
It's like some dumb, serious. It's like some crazy curse. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, and it's so frustrating because we have the guys that can do it. Why they're not doing it, I just don't know, man. I don't know, and honestly, I'm running out of ideas of what it is, or even caring what it is. I just need them to get it together. But this is the time when where you shouldn't be having those issues. We had those issues early in the season. We were getting by, getting wins, looking better than we did now, in my opinion. I mean, this is really bad. And
yeah.
and you choose now to forget how to score goals. You can't do it. You can't do it. So listen, Liverpool are almost like a wounded dog right now. Teams are gonna feel like, look, these guys aren't built for this. They're not ready. Let's go in there at Anfield, or they come to our place and let's give them a sucker punch because
I'm gonna be looking.
there's been some comments in the comments. I don't know what your opinion is, but I agree with, I think it was Jason. Collectively, the team is soft. We have a few players that you wouldn't put that title on, but collectively, the team is just too soft when it comes down to it. When you got teams like Everton coming at you physically like that, and you pretty much backing down,
It would be
that you
by the way.
yeah, I just don't. Oh man, it's so frustrating.
I'm even looking forward to Burnley, man. Like we will probably win that game because he's gonna play Keita. Then as soon as
He
Keita has a
better. He better play him. He better
well, you
play him.
play Keita or you play Shakira, whatever. You play them, and then we're gonna win. We will win against Burnley. I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, then if we don't, then we might as well give up. But we will probably beat Burnley. Then we're all gonna be like, yeah, listen, this is the confidence boost, and let's get back to winning ways, and we're back now, and let's catch City, and then we'll probably get knocked out by Bayern, and then beat Burnley, then draw. It's just gonna be like we're not gonna do it, mate. I don't know. I don't feel like there's nothing right now to give me with to fill me with confidence and say yes, we can do it. Let's stay
No, I don't.
positive.
I don't disagree with that. But that's yeah.
I
I
can't
don't. I
hold.
don't. Yeah, I don't disagree with it. There's not much that they're showing us that should give us confidence or optimism. Um, but
And the
for whatever reason,
manager's the main
I
problem.
haven't.
Manager's the main problem with his substitutions, his team selections, and his stupid comments
Excuses. Yeah.
from
Yeah.
his excuses from after post match press conferences. You know, so it wasn't raining for it was windy for Everton today, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, but every time he says shit about weather, it's always for both teams, and I don't know if he cares or not, but he's making himself an easy target. I mean, saying shit like that after a shitty performance and a shitty job as a manager for this game, at least. I mean, accept what it is, and even with the commentator spoke about it in the game, he made it seem like it was a misunderstanding. This is kind of going off topic, but you know what happened between him and Henderson and the game against United, I guess, when Henderson came off. Klopp came out in the press and said it was a misunderstanding. No, it wasn't. Come out and say what it really was and move on. That's the thing. Klopp has too many shields. He tries to shield instead of just
It's
being
like the
real and saying,
It's
"Look,
like the Sarri and
yeah, you got
Kepa.
to stop doing that, man. Just don't do the bullshit. Just say what happened. Let people know that you checked them and you're moving forward. But don't say it was a misunderstanding. Ain't no fucking misunderstanding. He clearly saw your hand and he went past you. But it's shit like that it's like you're giving dudes too much of a pass.
Yeah.
Just because he's a captain doesn't mean you can't come out and say, Henderson really fucked up. He better not do it again. Not in those words, but I mean, don't sugarcoat it because it's Henderson.
And
So
we're
that
not blind.
mentality alone, good.
We're not
Good.
blind. We can see it. We're not blind as well.
Yeah. So again, man, we needed to come and just try to vent a little bit. I don't feel any better.
I mean, yeah. Normally,
It's
you remember after the City game when we had that long 1 hour and 15 minutes.
yeah.
I felt better.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah. This one, I think because it's Everton, but we've got to just move on, man.
It's just how we've been playing before. Because after that, we just won 9 games in a row in the Premier League. So it was like, you know what? Okay, it's City away. It was a couple of individual errors from Lovren or whatever. Surprise. But and then you thought, let's move on now. Whatever. It's one game. Let's move on. But now it's just it's been 4 draws out of the last 6 Premier League games, and that does not make me feel any better. And what happens in Burnley, I'm not even looking forward to it, mate. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know how to feel about it. I just want this Premier League so badly, and it makes us so tired mentally, everything. And I thought football was supposed to be fun, to be honest with you. You know, it's just to take some time out from other real life things. But all it does is
all the people who say just enjoy the journey. I mean, you can't enjoy it. There's nothing at the end of the fucking
journey, especially when these players are putting shit performances like this.
I'm not enjoying it either. Even if we win the league, I can't say it was enjoyable. I mean, because it wasn't. That's just the truth. It wasn't an enjoyable season.
If we win the league, then I'll be buzzing. But right now, if you're asking me to put money on it, I'm gonna have to say City. If you're asking me right now, personally, taking my Liverpool cap on, I'm gonna have to say City. I just don't believe anymore that we can do it. If we do it, it's just gonna be through me. I'm just gonna hope right now, but nothing's giving me expectation to say, listen, none Klopp's team selections, none of it. Klopp's substitutions, none of it. Klopp's post-match press conferences. You know what would have given me a bit more confidence today? If Klopp came out and said, we were poor today, that's not good enough, it's not acceptable, and we're going to have to work much, much harder to step up and win this league. If he said those comments, I would have been like, okay, cool. I feel much better about it. But he comes up with a win, then what inspiration is that going to give you as a fan? What hope?
Yeah. There's a comment here. I can't. Dominic says, to be honest, I think those excuses are to deflect blame from the players and the media. Ferguson and Marino did it. And then someone else followed by saying Ferguson and Marino won games. Now, let me say something to that, because I hear what you're saying, Dominic, but I think maybe he does need to switch it at some point and really say, not individual, but really just come out and be honest and say, look, the team was shit today. And my managing wasn't that great today either. You know, we'll learn from it. We'll get it together and move on from there. But he'll never do that. He'll never do that. He'll never do that.
Yeah, you know, Aaron, Fergie never used to do it after every bad result or every poor result. He never used to do it after every poor result. Fergie used to be quite real about it sometimes as well. I've never heard Klopp really say, you know, we were shocked, you know. I mean, only one of the, you know, Tottenham away, remember Tottenham away? He was quite critical of that. I mean, how can you not be? If you said the weather in that one, then, you know, I mean, that would have been crazy. But I mean, Tottenham away after when we lost 4-1, few other poor ones. But it's like he's getting more and more protective. He's becoming more and more of a shield for some of these players that aren't stepping up to the plate of it and not stepping up to the pressure of actually being in a title race, you know. And it's just not good enough. I was in a group chat with some Liverpool fans, and then I was getting, you know, there's this guy that he's a nice guy, you know, he's a nice guy, but you know, I had an argument with him after when it was, I think it was after Old Trafford away, where I said to him, this is not good enough, and he just kept telling me, top of the league, we're top of the league, we're top of the league, top of the league. He never spoke.
I can't stand those Liverpool fans. I can't stand them.
He never spoke about it he never spoke about the performance. He never spoke about the decisions Klopp made. All he kept saying to me was top of the league. So I said to him, all right, cool. If you can top of the league, I left the group. He added me back before Watford on Wednesday night, and then I said to him, "He's like, we all want one thing, it's a title. Let's all get along." So all right, cool. And then after that, he comes out with I say on the group chat after I say it's a poor performance, you know, absolutely shocking. Klopp made the wrong decisions, and then he's absolutely silent. He doesn't say a single word. And I tell him, where's positive? I said to him, you might as well rename the group chat Positivity FC and Blind Faith FC, because that's all you're talking about. They can't say anything anymore because we're not top of the league. You know, and he's probably going to come out with something stupid in an hour. But I've left the group already because I've just had enough of fans just talking rubbish and not being real about it. There's being positive, but there's on the other side, you can be positive and then, you know, like you can have hope and but at the same time still be critical. The fans that annoy me the most are the ones that are completely blind faith. They have blind faith and they're positive without being critical, and that's the ones that get on my nerves.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I think there's a fine line of being blindly positive, and then, you know, just totally being, you know, deluded. You know what I mean? Or just not really even wanting to have, you know, voice concerns. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're just being negative and just, you know, over the top and, you know, and even that, everyone is entitled to how they feel about it. You know, Liverpool have to change that. If Liverpool start playing better and be more consistent, then you won't have those fans. So you can't knock fans for having a quote unquote negative feeling, if we want to call it that, because this is what they're seeing. People relate to it or react to it differently, and that's totally fine. I'm not gonna, no more can I look at what people are saying and think, oh, you're being negative. That's how they're reacting to it. They can't just change and be the way that other
They
maybe
can't feel
so-called.
different. They
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
feel
yeah. No, if they naturally feel
by
that
the
it's over, that's fine. That's fine. I don't feel that way, but it's cool. It's fine.
you have to respect it. By the same guy I was being called today, I was being called. I said to him before the match. Actually, I said before the match. I said to him around 3 hours before kickoff. I said to him, I don't think if Henderson plays today, we're going to struggle. We're really going to struggle. And I said if he plays there, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, we're really going to struggle. And then he said to me, he's like, oh, you have an agenda against Henderson. If we win 4-0 with Henderson in the team, what are you going to say? I was like, first of all, that's not possible with him in the team away at Goodison Park. And then he starts calling me. He straight away resorts to name calling and getting it personal, and talking about family and talking about relatives. And I'm
Oh
thinking,
man, yeah, that's too much, man.
talking about. I'm not going to get into what he spoke about, but starts talking about.
Right.
We talk about, I'm thinking, honestly, mate, grow up. I mean, you're a grown man.
Yeah, how does it get to that point? That's crazy.
And it gets to that point, and it's just like,
But see, this is what football does. Like, there's no reason why fans of the same team should be turning against each other. But this is what football does. And I gotta admit something to you. When you text that earlier, I wanted so much to say, "Hey, man, we got this game." But I couldn't even bring myself to say that because honestly, as much as I thought that could happen, I didn't. And this is rare for me because I think we can beat any team. But honestly, man, when you said what you said on Twitter about the lineup, I wanted to say, "Oh, you're being harsh," but I was like, you know what?
Well, when I tweeted, I think what did I tweet? I said to him,
just no, just like about Hendo, and we kind of had a back and forth on Twitter, and
I can read that.
And I was like, let's just see what happens. But that was coming from a guy who I usually don't say, let's see what happens. I'm usually one way or other, but I was so in between because you know what, I really just didn't know. Not based on Henderson, but just based on there was a feeling I had that was like, you know what, we might have an issue here in this game because it's the derby, because it's Liverpool lately. I wasn't 100% sure, and that's a problem for me. That's a problem. So
when I said it, I said, so yeah, I'll show you. Sorry, mate, I was going to say something quickly. I said 4 hours before kickoff. I said if that's true. I said someone said I wanted us to keep the same team. I've heard a few rumors that it's Hendo for Milner, and I said if that's true, then honestly I'll be fuming. And I started laughing, sarcastically laughing when the team came out. I said horrible team, and I was like, why is Jordan Henderson playing? And that was all my comments, obviously. And I've got to points like you said as well. Sometimes I'm in the middle of writing, don't worry. And then I just take it away straight away. Halfway through, I leave the message. I don't even send the message because I think he's got a point. Sometimes I think about people when like a couple of years ago, I used to be like so positive. I used to think on a positive side all the time. Like during the 2016-17 top 4 race when we were getting slapped by Hull, Leicester, we had the pool running in January. I said we'll get top 4. We will do it. You know what I mean? And we did end up getting top 4. And I said in December, I said we'll win the title in December. But now I'm just like I can't even look on the positive side anymore, mate, because the thing is we're seeing it way too often. We're seeing the same thing way too often all the time. We're seeing we're seeing the same sort of results. We're seeing the same sort of performances. The same team selections are costing us. We play a poor game at Old Trafford away, and he puts the same midfield. Everton, what's the result again? 0-0. Surprise, surprise. And that's how many? Right. That's like 5 clean sheets in a row, isn't it? 5 clean sheets in a row.
Yeah, defense is doing its job.
Yeah, that's 5 clean sheets in a row. No competitions. 4 in League 1 against Bayern. On the other end, we aren't scoring anymore, and it's odd. I mean, we think, yeah, listen, we've got Van Dijk or Alisson. We can challenge this league. Let's go now. What happens? The defense is shit 1 year, and the other year, last year, the tax on fire, they score over 100 goals together, Salah, Firmino, Mane, or they score near 100 goals, something like that. This year, it's the other way around. And I'm thinking, how does that make any sort of sense? Honestly, how does that make any sort of sense? And I'm not feeling talking about it, but this is just making me more frustrated then, because the thing is, when we spoke about in City, there was some positives to take before that, even before results, but now I can't find any positives at the minute to drive me on and be positive and to look forward more. I just can't. Hello?
Yeah, I thought I lost you there. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah. I was just saying that. I just said that we don't have any. There's nothing for us to be positive about right now. You know, that's why I'm not. I don't feel better. I just feel like even worse discussing about this, discussing about the decisions Klopp has made over the course of these last few matches. You know what I mean? And why change it if it's not broken? You know, we go play Kate, Fabinho, Milner, what Wijnaldum. Why change if it's broken? Why switch to Henderson? You know, we even go play Milner, Genie, and Fabinho at Watford. We won 5-0 there, all right. And he said Milner had a few hamstring problems and he felt it.
Mhm.
But then but he came on for half an hour, so he didn't, did he? You know, how does that make any sort of sense as well? If he comes off, if he has a hamstring, actually, he shouldn't play at all, should he? And now he plays. Why put Henderson back in? It's no coincidence saying that we beat Bournemouth without Henderson, we beat Watford without Henderson, but he comes in against Bayern United and Everton, and we don't win any of the games.
Yeah, it's ass backwards, man. I think again, I hate to say it, but I have a feeling it's gonna be Milner and Henderson again in the next game. I just do. I hope we don't see it, but
I looked at the team selection today and I thought, no, surprise, surprise. I didn't even say anything. Like to myself, I was just silent in terms of when I looked at the team selection, and I just, you know, and then after that, 5 minutes later, I think, then I started getting even more mad. 5 minutes later, it just came out of me, you know. Jordan, I just see the name Henderson there, and I see and I see that midfield, and I see the bench, and I Kate on the bench, and I see Shaqiri on the bench, and I see, you know, other players that don't deserve to be in that starting 11. I think, what does Klopp do? And then what is he thinking? And then he takes off Sadio Mane and he brings. He wasn't having the best game. He wasn't having the best game. But who's more likely to make an impact? Divock Origi, Sadio Mane, or Adam Lallana? Who's more like? What was Adam Lallana going to do on that side? What was he going to do? Honestly. And again, it was a like for like change. It wasn't even for Jordan Henderson to bring on just, for example, an extra attacker. You know, it was for Sadio Mane for a like for like change. He's too worried about losing the game than he is about winning the match, and that's how it is. But that's how you can tell by the substitutions, by the teams. He's, again, like we said at Old Trafford, he's limiting us. And I'm sorry for going on and on here. It may sound a bit, but
okay.
Like he goes on, and we spoke about it together, didn't we? I said he's limiting us from our real game at Old Trafford when you play that three-man midfield. You know, we saw that midfield doesn't work. And then what does he do again? He limits us again from our free flowing attacking football by playing that same midfield again, which is static, slow in possession, and all they do is just pass side to side, side, apart from Fabinho, who's playing number 6, so you can't really get involved in the game. And then that's it really. I can't really say much more on the team selection, because you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be Milner, Henderson again. It's just gonna be the same slow players, you know, in the team. I mean, Wijnaldum, he's not good in the midfield when you're playing with Henderson and Fabinho. He's in the midfield when you're playing with creative players around him. Do City even care? Do City care about what other teams? And I hate to talk about City to compare us with them, because I don't like City. But honestly, now, you know, they play two number 8s in De Bruyne or David Silva or Bernardo Silva. They play them there, you know, two creative players, and you can't. And they have much more better attacking options than us. Of course they do. But the point is, we had Keita there on the bench as well today. We had Shaqiri on the bench today as well. You know, Guardiola doesn't give a toss about. He doesn't give a fuck about what about other teams, about Everton, or he doesn't care about the Chelsea or United, or different caliber.
Yeah, because he's not there to make friends. It's like your dad may have told you. I know my dad did. It's like I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your father. I'm here to be your coach. Like I don't care if you like me or not. And Klopp is too stuck on this buddy shit. Of course, Guardiola is a winner. As much as I don't really care for him, I respect the fact that he's a winner. And so when he came in, and I hate to talk about City, to be honest, but since we're talking about it, when he came in, he got rid of the keepers, get him out of there, get a good keeper in, get these bum fullbacks out there, get me 4 fullbacks. You know, he does what he has to do to win, and that's what he's doing. Klopp needs to take lessons from that, man.
Yeah, and also he doesn't change his style. He doesn't go for an extra defensive midfielder, or he doesn't play 3 defensive midfielders at Old Trafford the way he went for it last year, and he won 2-1. He went for it in his first season, and he won there 2-1. You know. And he goes there and he plays the same game, and he plays the same style, he plays the same midfielders, he plays 2 number 8s, 2 attacking number 8s in David Silva and De Bruyne, or David Silva and Bernardo Silva, or whoever you want to play there. And he plays 1 defensive midfielder, Fernandinho, and then he just goes for it. He attacks and he pushes. Why would you be afraid of a midfield of Henderson and Ronaldo and Fabinho? You know, why would you be afraid? What are they going to do to you, which fears you as an opposition team? You're going to be looking at it and thinking, yeah, you know what, let's push a bit forward. When you got Silva, De Bruyne, and Fernandinho, you're looking at that and you're thinking, we're going to have to drop a bit back here because on the counter attack, they're going to be on us. You know, it doesn't give you fear as well when you read Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho on the team. You know, it doesn't give you that midfield combination. Does not give you fear as it doesn't doesn't say to you, you know what, today we might be in a tough time here with these midfielders. You know, it doesn't do that. When the Everton players or Marcus Silva, they're reading that thinking, let's go for it, you know, because they're not going to do anything going forward. They're not going to play a defense splitting pass. Henderson plays that brilliant ball against over the top against Salah, and our fans don't shut up about it. Virgil van Dijk and Fabinho play that every single game 5 times, but because
right.
yeah, they play Van Dijk. How many times Van Dijk was doing that today to Alexander Arnold? Van Dijk and Fabinho do that 5, 6 times every single match. But hey, because he's Henderson, because he's English, because he's the captain, we're gonna have to replay that on Twitter. That's all I'm seeing now. Henderson man the match for me. Henderson one of the best players. You know, all through the English media, all through these James Pearce, these Paul Joyce, these who else are there? Chris Bascombe, all these media. Jordan Henderson's brilliant. Jordan Henderson. It was an average performance. What did he do today? What honestly did he do? What did he do? Genie Wijnaldum he had the exact same game as Wijnaldum. Fabinho had a much better game with him than Henderson. I don't see anyone praising Fabinho as much for today, do I? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, I mean, and it's it's coming off of all this excitement. You know, people talking about wanking on the internet about Ox being back. But it would have been so much better to just get this and then have that great news, but also just keep in winning ways. I mean, because that's not cheering me up right now. It really isn't. Knowing that Ox is coming back, it's just not. So
I'm not expecting anything from Ox, Aaron, because Ox he's been injured for 11 months now, a year nearly. We can't really say anything about Ox. Leave Ox. Let Ox do his thing, man. Ox will be there next season. Just if Ox gets on the pitch, great. But I'm not going to expect Ox to take to take us to the title or to do anything. Ox is still he's basically until next season he won't be up to scratch. He needs a full preseason. It's great that Ox is back, but it's not going to help us at the minute right now. It's not really because he needs minutes on the pitch. He needs time. We can't rush him back, and we don't need to rush him back really. And we probably do because of some of the performances we're putting in our.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, I'd like to agree with you, but I mean, we could definitely use a little bit of what. And I know he's not going to be. I know he's not going to be 100% necessarily, but
we could use Ox.
Yeah, for sure.
We do need Ox, but the thing is, saying that I said we don't need Ox, but at the same time, we probably still don't need Ox at the minute because we still got players like Keita, like Shaqiri, who could do who will do a much better job than some of those players that Wijnaldum or Henderson will do today in that midfield. So it's just very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. We can't rush Ox back. Let him do this thing. Let him take as much time as he needs to come back to full strength. Because it's a very, very sensitive injury that he's had. ACL and knee ACL. So that's going to be tough for him. I would love to have Ox in our midfield. But surely with Keita, we've got enough there to give him a run of games to let him improve. Now he just said that he just said that as well after the Bournemouth game. He said he was so happy with his performance. He said that he wants to keep on putting more performances like that. He played against Bayern, and then straight after that, he didn't have the best game against Bayern, but you stick with him because if you stick with him, he's gonna get into the rhythm. Klopp talks about rhythm, about how he disrupted how at Old Trafford, how the rhythm at Old Trafford was disrupted because of the injuries. That was another excuse last week, by the way. You disrupting Naby Keita's rhythm by benching him for Jordan Henderson. How about that?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think so something's got to switch up, man, and I really don't know what that is. But we have got to start being consistent. I feel like we're saying that every week for the last 7 weeks, but at some point we have to hit that curve because, again, that other team has been there, done that. So they have experience with these situations. Maybe not experience with under this manager with having such a close title race, but they've still been there. And neither team, in my opinion, over the past few weeks have been playing to their highest potential. They haven't. But what they have is that pedigree. They have that experience. So we got to switch it on, man. That's all I can really say. Next game is Burnley Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday. The earliest kickoff is
That's going to seem like forever from now. Because after results like this, I'm always hoping or wishing that we were playing Wednesday midweek to quickly get it out of my mind. But anyway, man, thanks for making time. Hopefully next time we talk, we're in better spirits, man. But we'll talk soon.
That's all, mate. Thank you.
All right, buddy.